Today I'm going to tell you about our two new books that we've produced, The West and the Quran by David Clarke and The Life of Muhammad 570 to 630 AD by Reverend George Bush, written in 1831. Note how Muhammad is spelt, Mohammed. Now available from Amazon.co.uk and Amazon.com. These books have been produced due to the rise in Islamic terrorism, which has caused great concern to many in the West. We were prompted to take this action by the appalling television interview in the UK on Good Morning Breakfast TV on the 20th of June 2017, conducted by Piers Morgan and Susanna Reid with Tommy Robinson.
What do you know about Islam?
A lot.
Okay, have you read the biography of Muhammad?
Yes, I've read the Quran.
Yes, I have.
Have you read the Bible?
Yes, have you read the biography of Muhammad?
Which has more violence in it?
Piers, have you read the biography of Muhammad? What do you know about the Prophet Muhammad?
Which has more...
Just ask me a question, please. What do you know about the Prophet Muhammad?
Here's how this programme works.
You said in your newspaper article yesterday...
You are a guest on our programme, and I asked the questions with Suzanne. I would like you to just clarify this.
I'm not come here to have a slandering match with you, because that doesn't get this cause anywhere. I want to do a public service. I want to address the issues. I want to talk about why we've got dead kids in Manchester. I want to prevent what's happening. I'm coming for you to... I could pick things with your history. You've been involved in one of the biggest media scandals in the country's history. I'm not here to do that with you. I think what you've done over the last 3 weeks, you've repeated what I've said for 10 years, speaking better English. And in 3 years' time, you'll be repeating what I'm saying now, because you're all playing catch-up.
Okay.
I have seen this. I'm not talking about what I read in a book. I'm talking about my life experience. I'm talking about growing up in a town plagued by Islamic extremism.
I understand this. Let me just keep this calm, right? Because you are an influential...
It's not calm,
You are an influential...
And at every opportunity I point out that you should not attack innocent Muslims. At every opportunity, every single time, I differentiate Muslims from Islam.
Right.
Okay?
But what you don't do...
differentiate Muslims
are people. Islam is an idea.
Yeah.
Islam's an idea, a bad idea.
And
Islam is a faith.
No, it's an idea.
It's a faith.
It's an idea that you can change your mind.
No, it's a faith. Like Christianity.
Like Scientology.
Like all faiths.
Like
it's a religion, it's a faith.
Like Scientology?
So, Tommy, if you're saying that the problem is with Islam, are you accepting that you're Islamophobic?
Because there are 100 verses in this...
Yes or no? Okay. Are you Islamophobic?
There's no such word as Islamophobia. Phobia is an irrational fear. It's not irrational to fear these things. Now, if I hold this book up and say, there will never be peace on this earth so long as we have this book, it's a violent and cursed book. That's
what's wrong.
Can I tell you who said that? Can I tell you who said that? Sir William Gladstone said that.
You wouldn't do that with...
Sir William Gladstone said that.
Would you do that with the Bible? Show some respect.
Show some respect.
Show some respect.
Have you read this book?
People.
Have you read this book?
There are over 1 billion people.
There are 100 verses in this book that incite violence and murder against us.
Show some damn respect for people's religious beliefs, right?
I should show some respect for a book that incites murder against me.
Put it down.
And calls me an animal. No, I won't put it down. Sir William Gladstone held this book above his head in Parliament, and he said there will never be peace on this earth so long as we have this book. It's a violent and cursed book. Was Sir William Gladstone, who we have statues across our capital city, was he a bigot or an Islamophobe?
Winston Churchill... You're sounding like a complete lunatic.
No, I'm quoting some of the best leaders in this country.
You're sounding like a bigoted lunatic.
No, I'm not.
Somebody that basically, you are an Islamophobe who hates Islam.
No, I don't.
You basically think all Muslims are to blame. We've seen you on video saying it. And what you're doing now is deliberately inflammatory. It is deliberately poisonous.
How is this inflammatory?
And you are having the complete opposite effect to the one that you say you have.
William Gladstone.
You are stirring up hatred. You are abusing people's religion. You're abusing their faith. And you're being a complete disgrace.
What do you know about the Prophet Muhammad? We've established nothing. You are ignorant.
I know that you're deliberately insulting
people. What do you know about the Prophet? How am I insulting people?
Who have deeply held religious beliefs.
And
you flouncing the Quran around in your hand in that disgraceful manner
is outrageous. This book is the reason we're in such a mess. No. That's a reality.
No, we're in this mess because people take Islam, they are terrorists, and they abuse the nature of Islam and the wording of Islam, and they perpetrate evil, and it is completely wrong. And for you to try and claim that the vast majority of Muslims who are decent, law-abiding people, to try and abuse and mock their faith and their holy book is an outrage.
Their holy book. When you talk, when the sacred months have passed, slay the non-Muslims wherever you find them and take them captive and besiege them and prepare for them in ambush. Who's slaying who? I'm not inciting hatred. This calls for my death.
Representative of the Finsbury Park Mosque.
Both Piers Morgan and Susanna Reid display gross ignorance as to the violent life of Muhammad and his influence in today's world. We seek to shed the much-needed light on this subject by reproducing the life of Muhammad and the West and the Quran. When Tommy Robinson asked Piers Morgan had he read the life of Muhammad in order to point out the violent behaviour of Muhammad, Morgan shouted, "You're stirring up hatred like a bigoted lunatic." Tommy said, "No, Islam's an idea, a bad idea," and pointed out that one of Britain's most renowned Prime Ministers, William Gladstone, who had been Prime Minister in Great Britain 4 times, he called the Quran an accursed book, and once held it up during a session in Parliament declaring, "So long as there is this book, there will be no peace in the world." He also pointed out that Winston Churchill, one of our greatest leaders of the 20th century, held the same views as William Gladstone, and more recently, the Dutch parliamentary candidate for the Netherlands, Geert Welder, stated, "Islam and freedom are not compatible, and even if he was not elected, the genie would not go back into the bottle." We show in the West and the Quran that the life, death and resurrection of the Lord Jesus Christ was taught by the apostles from the beginning, and Jesus himself and the apostles warned that men would arise after them who would deny these truths, and such men should be rejected. Muhammad was one such man. He denies all the basic truths of the gospel. To show this, we've produced a complete translation of the Quran in English, so the reader will be able to judge for themselves the truth and value of the Quran. These books are available from amazon.co.uk and amazon.com. If you like this video, please subscribe and share this video with all your friends.